Hello everyone, and here the little Frenchie in Vic, Texas. And I guess not so good news today, yeah? I turned on the TV. I don't watch TV too much, but it just happened to be the US president speaking from the Nato summit in Europe, and my 5 minutes of listening were about upcoming food shortages. And it was just told so openly, blindly. I mean, just be aware, we're heading to food shortages because Ukraine and Russia are big suppliers in terms of basics. And basic, we're talking about grains here, and we're talking about wheat. And even if they don't supply us directly here in the US, they supply Europe and other countries such as Africa that are going to need the supply. So where are these coming from? Apparently, they were talking about increasing production, what I heard, in the US and in Canada. So our shelves are already not full here. They're actually starting to be running low again from what I see here, Greater Houston area. So now we are moving into supplying others with what we don't have. So be prepared, folks. Be prepared. This is not looking good. The shelves went back up a bit, and in the last 2 weeks, they're going down again. Some areas have never recovered, so forget about the pet food. It's been empty for months. It has not come back, not down. It's just stayed down, especially the poor cats and the wet cat food. Very hard to get, besides the price increases as well when you get it. But price increases is really across the board here. It's just everywhere. So I won't go into price increase here. This is not the topic. It's about supply, what you can find on the shelves if you find it. So pet food, very low. Pasta, just as well. It barely went back and stayed down. So very reliable. You got a few, but not much. And then the ones going down again is the baking aisle. So, and it varies. It's completely unreliable. Sugar comes and goes. Flour comes and goes. And now is the oil. Natural vegetable oil. It's going down. You still have the soy-based vegetable oil, but if you want to find the canola, harder, much harder. And the cheaper ones are just gone. So every time you find something you use at the store at a decent price, buy it and buy more than one. And look for the promotion. So I'm going to give you an example here. This week, I have a Kroger not far away, and they've got these weekly digital savings. So you've got about a dozen products that goes on sale every week. And this week, you have sugar. So this is a 4-pound bag that you get for $1.29. You can get up to 5. And they still had some. I got 5. At that price, it's hard to beat. So look for these deals if your local grocery store runs deals. It's hard to find on the basics, but this time they had it on sugar. So I'm dreaming to see one on wheat, but we'll see. But look for these deals, look for the promotions in your stores, and if it's available, go right away, beginning of the deal, and try to get it, because it's hard. It is much harder to find the good stuff at a good price. So here are a few pictures of the shelves, mostly Kroger and my local H-E-B. Costco is about the same. Vegetable oil was completely gone at Costco, actually. They only have had the olive, which I love, but it's much more expensive. So look at these short movies, pictures, and as always, be prepared. Thank you all for watching. So let's start here with the baking aisle, and that was my Kroger about 10 days ago. Look at that sugar. It was pretty empty, right? Mostly gone. So they were not running the promotion at that time. They received more in between. Here, looking at the flour, it was actually not bad. As I said, it comes and goes. So that day, 10 days ago, you had very little sugar, but plenty of flours. Then I came 10 days later, and it was the reverse. You never know what you're going to find. On the other side, same with the vinegar. It comes and goes. But here it was about the oil. So what you just saw was olive oil, and it was pretty full. But then when you move here, this is the vegetable oil. So the corn, soy, canola, all these ones. Look how empty it is. So the blue stickers, where it's all empty, it means they were running deals. So every time you got a deal, it's gone within a few hours or a few days. What's left are the most expensive ones. Like here, the canola, $4.5 for the medium small bottle. So looking at the pasta here, again, it was about 10 days ago, and it was actually much better than today when I went. It was a lot more empty. But even then, when you look at it, it's not empty, but it's far from being full. Look at all these empty spaces. They were missing quite a few. The Barilla brand was very low. Look at that fronting here. Very low on the Barilla brand, which is unfortunately the one I usually get. Pretty low on some of the Skinner as well. And kind of the same here with the beans, the rice. You had some empty spots, and overall, look at the rice at the bottom. The larger bags were pretty low. So already, I mean, it shrunk the size of the shelves. I mean, it used to be much bigger area. It was smaller, and the smaller area is not full. So the pickles here, not looking too good, but they had some. And here's the Asian section, where you have normally more rice, the jasmine rice and so on imported. And look at this, empty, empty. So here it's another store. I went to Target for a change. Look at this here. Look at the fronting on the pasta section. So that was Barilla, and this is their own brand. Not looking full either. So here I stayed, given I was at Target, I visited the pet section. And here is the cat food. Look at this fancy feast. That's my cat's favorite. Maybe they had 10 cans and that was it. That was it. Look at that section. It's all empty. Totally empty shelves. Poor cats. And this is Kroger, cat section as well, wet food. So the blue stickers means temporarily unavailable. Temporarily, it's been weeks and months. But moving to a better looking section here with the coffee. So it's not looking too bad despite some issues in Brazil on the production side. You've got some empty areas, empty spots, but overall you can get coffee. And even the ones when they had some deals, discounts, they still had some. So it wasn't, okay, a bit of fronting, but there were some left. So coffee-wise, it's not looking bad yet. I'm still expecting it to go down at some point. I mean, we had issues on the production side. It's going to come sooner or later on our shelves. Ramen pasta were pretty good. You had some. Overall, this aisle was not looking too bad. So with all the kid stuff to go to school, okay, here they had deals and it was gone, but they had some of the juices, not full, but it was okay. On the cereal side, not very reliable either. It's been a few months where it comes and goes, and usually it goes and it doesn't necessarily come back quick. And what I noticed too is here too, they run deals on the cereals, and when they do, it takes them a while to restock, to get the produced product back. Look at that fronting here. It's looking good until you take one and there's nothing behind, right? Yeah, that's the one my girl liked. And they were running a deal here, as you can see. So I could get up to 5. I got 5. Then following week, it was all gone. And yeah, they haven't restocked yet on that one. The big packages here, packs, they're running pretty low too. And they haven't restocked either 10 days later. So the side that's more full here is the organic side, which is more expensive. Once again, the lower prices go down first. Look at that, discounted, oops, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Okay, here is an important part. This is the shelf-stable milk. I would really recommend for you, if you drink milk, to have a few in your pantry. To have just in case, because this is shelf stable. It lasts for about 6 months, maybe 9, and it's something that's good to have. So the cheese was looking pretty decent, and they had a deal here on the Kroger cheese. That was pretty good deal. So I actually got a few, thinking that I just ordered a freeze dryer. So in a few weeks I should receive it, and I should be able to freeze dry this cheese. And look at that, they had deal on Philadelphia, the cream cheese that was running low in the past. They had some, and with a deal. So as I said, completely unreliable. It comes and goes, and sometimes you can also be pleasantly surprised. So the water here was not such a pleasant surprise. It was actually pretty low, but we had some bad weather, so maybe some people stocked up the individual plastic bottles. You had the big gallons left that were actually not put back on the shelves on the other side. But if you want to hydrate yourself, you had plenty of beer. So beer hydration here rather than water. Yeah, look at this, not restocked. Not restocked yet. Same here. This is actually the most expensive ones, the flavored water and so on. And yeah, not too good either. But the peanut butter was pretty decently stocked. So that was looking good. The cookies, it comes and goes as well here. They had deals, which means that's what I'm thinking here on the Belvita. At $4 for that little package, they had a deal probably in the previous weeks, and they haven't restocked because they haven't received the product back yet. So that's, I think, what's happening here in the cookie and sweet section. Running deals, just shelves go down immediately, and then it might take 2, 3, 4 weeks to restock until, yeah, they receive product back. Plenty of Oreos here. Despite the deal, that one has been running for 2 weeks and they still have some. So Oreo is the cookie to get if you like it. But yes, for the rest, that's exactly what it was here. Pringles, they had a deal and it was gone and not restocked. So here's an example of some cookies here that were gone. And here, looking at the meat, you can see it was not looking bad. They had some, prices have increased, of course, like everything else, but they had meat and they had chicken. Look at that chicken. They had plenty, the breasts, the drumsticks, and the wings. Look at this, the chicken wings for $14 for the big pack. So it gives you an idea of the prices here. Greater Houston area, Kroger. That was pretty well stocked, exactly like what it used to be. Some brands have changed. Definitely brands have changed, but they have some. So here, cleaning section, as you can see, every time there's a deal, it's pretty low or empty. But overall, it's a pretty decently stocked section, especially compared to what it used to be at the time of the COVID peaks and waves. Look at all these wipes, plenty of wipes, plenty of Clorox, 409, Lysol. The only one that's been running kind of low for weeks is the Fabuloso and the Pine Sol. These two are not looking good and have not been for a few weeks. But aside from that, it's pretty good. That one, just to show you some fronting on the shampoos. I mean, besides the first rows, there's not much left. Same at H-E-B, unfortunately, and in the other places I've been to. But aside from that, you've got the basics are there. Listerine is back, especially the yellow one that used to be empty at some point. They were running deals on the toothpaste and they still had some. Quite a lot of fronting here. I did not look in the back, but sometimes you just have the front row. But you could find toothpaste, you could find shampoo and so on. It wasn't empty. Same for the baby section here. I'm going to walk you through the baby section. You had plenty of Huggies, Pampers. You could choose the ones you wanted. Same for the wipes. But look at this price increase. I love these yogurt melts. They're our favorites here and $3.69. I used to get them, regular price was $2.50 in the past, and I used to get them $1 off, like $1.50. And now $3.69. Very expensive yogurt melts for babies. Moving now to the processed food, processed meat, the Lunchable and the like. As you can see, the shelves are pretty decent and pretty full, looking better than what it used to be. Same here, you know, all the processed chicken, chicken wings and so on, frozen food. Actually, this is not frozen, it's refrigerated, but Looking overall pretty good here. Milk as well, plenty of milk. $2.99 for the cheapest price. It used to be $2.49, but it is what it is. And for the frozen section, it comes and goes. You have some empty spots here and there. A lot actually when you start really looking. So these were the frozen potatoes, fries, French fries, the veggies. Yeah, quite a few empty spots. But here again, it comes and goes. If they were running deals maybe a week before, everything was gone and they haven't had time to restock. Unfortunately, time to restock or haven't received the produce yet. That's where you see the supply chain issues. Orange juice was looking good. That one much better than in the past. And paper towels, toilet paper, they were a bit low on the Kleenex, but aside from that, it was not looking bad. Plenty of toilet paper. So contrasted, I would say here. Very contrasted visit. That was Kroger, but it's the same across the board. Thank you all for watching.